Alright, today we're going to be talking about the first leader of the Irish White Hand Gang, Dennis L. Meehan. Now this gang was formed in opposition to the Black Hand Gang, which was an Italian underworld group whose main rival was the Irish, mainly battling over the Brooklyn docks and waterfront, and other ventures as well. Now Dennis Meehan, known to everyone in the underworld as Dinny, never saw the inside of a state prison, and he swore that he never would. He was born in the year of 1889 in the shadows of the East River. He learned early on that the only law that mattered on the Red Hook waterfront was the one that you carried in your fist or your pocket. By the time he was old enough to shave, he had already cycled through Elmira Reformatory, the grim cells of Blackwell's Island Penitentiary, and the chain gangs of the workhouse. Each stint only sharpened the edge that he would bring back to the piers. Sometime around 1913, in the smoky haze of the Navy Yard section of Brooklyn, Dinny put a bullet in Chris Maroney, a swaggering leader of a rival Irish crew. The courtroom in Kings County turned into a circus. Witnesses vanished, alibis corroborated, and after trial that made the front page for weeks, he was found not guilty. They cut him loose. From that day on, every longshoreman between the Hudson and the East River knew, don't cross Dinny Meehan or you'll be carried off in a coffin. By late 1919, he ruled the White Hand Gang like a pirate. His kingdom stretched from the Erie Basin to the sugar refineries, from the United Fruit Company piers on the Hudson to the silk warehouses deep in Red Hook. When the dock workers walked out during the winter of 1919 for better pay, Dinny rounded up some scabs, other muscle, got them on the ships, and would have them replace the workers that were on strike. At night, his boys hijacked trucks, 24 cases of shoes one week, 10 grand in silk from a Red Hook warehouse the next. He started running a whole tab of indictments. Another one was for a holdup at 5601 Fifth Avenue in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. Another for a shoe heist. The list went on and on. But Dinny was free the whole time. In March 1920, inside Judge Aspinwall's courtroom of Kings County, Dinny sat shoulder to shoulder with a kid named Edward Gilchrist. The charge was robbery. The evidence was ironclad until Dinny's testimony turned it into smoke. Gilchrist went down hard, sentenced to wait in the tombs until the gavel fell on April 5th. Dinny walked out smiling, toothpick in his teeth, already counting the favors he'd call in. Word spread faster than the gulls over the river. Dinny double-crossed his own. He snitched on Edward. Thursday, April 1st, 1920, the afternoon sun shone right through the third-floor window at 452 Warren Street. Dinny lay asleep beside his wife Sadie. In the kitchen, 4-year-old Dennison pushed a hobby horse across the floor while his grandmother, Miss Rose Layton, dozed in a rocker. The hallway door was closed but not locked. Habit of a man that believed he was untouchable. Unfortunately for him, 5 men stepped in from a truck outside. 2 tenants, Frank Giordano and Alexander Campbell, watched them climb the stoop, smiling like they were coming for dinner. The leader slowly pushed the door open, stepped over the boy's toy, and patted him on the head. Dennison then said to the man, "Don't go in there. My mom and dad are asleep." And he says, "We just want to take a look inside," very softly. One of the guys pushed the boy aside very gently as to not startle him, but he started to cry, and Miss Layton, the grandmother, slightly reacted to him crying, but didn't take it very seriously. But by that time, everything was in full motion. 5 shots cracked out loud, shattering the what was once a regular afternoon. The bullet went straight through Dinny's temple, into his wife's shoulder. She screamed once. The gunmen were already running downstairs, hopped in the car, and skirted off, and disappeared into the Red Hook alleyways. Captain James Coughlin arrived within the hour, cigar in his mouth, eyes scanning the blood-splattered room, and said to reporters, Meehan was the worst criminal in Brooklyn. He was feared by his own kind, and he never threatened you unless he was gonna actually follow through. Sadie was carried out, scared but alive, and the son, little Dennison, clutched his horse and refused to let go. No one was ever even arrested for this murder in the middle of the afternoon, with witnesses. Those 5 men disappeared into the shadows like ghosts. Who knows who these people were, but it's safe to say these were not the last crime they would commit. They did take out Dinny Meehan, but the war was far from over.